Hi guys, welcome to Annie's Math and Science. In this video we are going to talk about polynomials. What is polynomial? Polynomial means like some terms which are separated by plus or minus, that is actually called polynomial. For example, 3x cubed plus 5x squared plus 3x plus 5, like that. Okay, so this is a term, this is a term, and this is a term. Four terms are there. So and they are separated by either plus or minus, means then we can call it as a polynomial. If there is only one term, then we can call it as monomial. For example, 3x cubed is a monomial because there is no plus or minus in between. And if there are two terms, like for example minus 8, like that, there are only two terms because it is separated by a minus. So they are called binomials. Binomial means two. Bi means two, so it's a binomial. So 3x cubed is actually a monomial. Mono means one. That's why we are calling it as monomial. If there are three terms, then we can call it as a trinomial. For example, 2x squared plus 5x plus 7. So there are three terms in here, so we can call it as trinomial. Okay, and so more than three terms are there, means we can call it as a polynomial. Poly means many. Poly is actually many. Okay, so this is all about polynomial. Now we can see what is the degree of a polynomial. How can you find the degree of a polynomial? Now we can see what is degree of a polynomial means. Degree of a polynomial means you have to see how much, like there are, maybe there will be one exponent or two exponents or two variables. Okay, so you have to add all the powers of the variables. That is actually degree of a polynomial. In this case, like we have four monomials. Monomial means only one term, there is no plus or minus in between, so they are monomials. And in this case, what is the degree of a polynomial? So here there is only one variable, and that variable is having 4 as the power. So 4 is the degree of this polynomial. Okay, so this is actually a monomial, and generally we can call them as polynomials. Okay, and in this case 12, so there is no variable, just a number is there. And so if there is just a number, you have to say the degree is actually 0. So for example, you can write this as 12x to the power 0. So anything to the power 0 is actually 1. So then this will be equal to 12 times 1, that is equal to 12. So 12 is actually here, and so there is no x term. X term is missing here, or any variable is not there. So you have to write the degree as 0. And in this case, there are two variables, a and also b. So you can see how many, like what are the powers of the variables. This is actually a square and this is b to the power 1. If there is nothing in the exponent position, then you can write 1 in there. And now you have to add the exponents. So here a is actually having 2 as an exponent, b is having 1 as an exponent. So you have to add these two exponents, which is 2 plus 1, that is equal to 3. So the 3 is the degree of this monomial. Okay, now here you have three variables, x, y and z. X is having a power of 3 and y is having a power of 4 and z is having a power of 1. So you have to add all the powers. So 3 plus 4 plus 1, that is equal to 7 plus 1, 8. Okay, so this is how you can find the degree of a polynomial. So if this is a monomial, so x to the power 4, and there is only one variable, so you just have to write as it is. And here there is no variable, then you have to write the degree as 0. And then a square b1, so two variables are there, means you have to add the exponent. So whatever variables, whatever number of variables in there, you have to add the powers. Okay, so this is how you can find the degree of a polynomial. Now we can see what is the meaning of leading coefficient. We have already learned about degree of a polynomial. So this is actually a polynomial with 4 terms. Okay, so how can you find the degree of the polynomial? So here you have to go for the highest degree because many terms are there. If there is only one term in there, it's easy for you to find the degree. But in this case, there are many terms, like 4 terms are here. So the degree of this one is actually 0, degree of this term is actually 1, and degree of this one is 2, and this is 3. So you have to take the highest exponent, highest power. So the degree of this polynomial is actually, degree of this polynomial is actually 3 because that is the highest power in here, right? So some cases, like for example, they will be having, it will be a polynomial, but at the same time more than one variable will be there. So for example, 3x square y cube z 5, like that, and then plus 2xy plus 5, like that. So the degree of this monomial is 0, and the degree of this one is actually 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2. And here you have 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10. So the degree of this polynomial is actually 10. So you have, if you have only one variable, you can directly read the exponent, highest power is actually the degree. And if you have more than one variable, you have to add the powers, and which one is actually having highest power, that must be the degree of the polynomial. Okay, so now we have seen about degree, but you have to find the leading coefficient. So you have already found degree is actually 3. So degree is 3 means then the leading coefficient is the one with the x term. So this is the number, this is the coefficient which is attached to the degree term. Okay, so this is the degree term. So 5 is the coefficient attached to x cube. So that must be the leading coefficient. So leading coefficient is actually 5. Okay, this is how you have to find the leading coefficient. Another thing is like you can see like what is standard form. So standard form means if an equation is actually written in the decreasing order of the exponents, then we can say that is standard form. Okay, that equation is in standard form. How can you see that? See here, for example, 4x plus 5x squared plus 3x cube plus 7. Okay, this is not in the standard form because see here the power is actually 1 and 2 and 3, and here this is 0. So which means like this is, there is nothing here. So which means like it's not in a standard form. If you can rewrite this as in standard form like this, 3x cube plus 5x squared plus 4x plus 1. Now see the powers are in the decreasing order. See, this one is actually 3, 2, 1 and 0. So this is actually this is how you can write a polynomial in a standard form. Okay, now we can see how can we call the polynomials with different degrees. Okay, if the degree is 0, which means it's a number, right? So it's a constant term. And if the degree is 1, then it's linear. And so the example of equation is x minus 4, like that, because the degree is actually 1. And if their degree is actually 2, quadratic. Quadratic means x squared plus 2x plus 5, 3 terms are there. And also the degree is actually 2. And then if the degree is 3, and it will be cubic, and so the degree will be 3 and 4 terms will be there. And 4, like degree is 4 means quartic, and it has 5 terms, but the degree is actually 4. For 5, degree 5, quintic, it has degree 5 and 6 terms. So this is how you can call the name of the polynomials according to the degree. Now we can see how can you add two polynomials. Okay, so for adding polynomials, you have to, first step is to write them in standard form. So for standard form of the first polynomial is actually 3x squared plus x plus 7. So now this is in standard form. And for this one, the standard form is the highest power is actually 3. So that must be the first term, 14x cubed plus x squared, and then next is actually x minus x plus 2. Okay, both of them are in standard form. Now you can arrange them so that you can add them. Okay, so this is actually 3x squared plus x plus 7, and then the next one is having cube term, so you can move a little bit to left hand side, and so 14x cube plus x squared minus x plus 2. Okay, now you are adding these two polynomials. So when you are adding, you don't have to change anything, you just have to add as it is. So 7 plus 2 is 9, and here you are having 1 plus and minus 1x. Yeah, so plus 1x and minus 1x, so this will be cancelled, so there will be no term in here, so just ignore. And so here 3x squared plus x squared, so 3x squared plus x squared, well, x squared means 1x squared, so the coefficient is actually 1, so 3 plus 1 will be 4x squared and plus 14x cubed. Okay, so the answer is actually 14x cubed plus 4x squared plus 9. This is how you can add 2 or more polynomials. Now we are going to see about subtracting 2 polynomials. Okay, so here you are subtracting 3x squared plus 2x minus 5 from 1 minus x squared. So in this case also you have to write everything in standard form. So here standard form means like from a decreasing order of the powers. So minus x squared plus 1, because there is no sign in here, means that means minus, plus. So minus x squared, and there is no sign, so you have to take it as plus. Okay, and this is how you have to write the first one in standard form. The second one, this is already in standard form, so you don't have to worry about this. But like 3x squared plus 2x minus 5, but you are subtracting this, right? So you have to change all the things inside the bracket after the minus sign as negative or opposite signs. Okay, so this will become minus, and this will become minus again, and this will become plus. Okay, now you have to add them. Okay, so minus x squared, and here there is no x term, so you can write this as 0x plus 1, and here minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 5. Okay, so now you can add this. 1 plus 5 is actually 6, and here plus 0 minus 2 will be negative 2x, and minus and minus will be, you have to add and put the negative sign. So this is minus 1 and this is minus 3. So minus 1 minus 3 is actually negative 4x squared. Okay, so for like subtracting polynomials, first thing is like you have to convert, like you have to write everything in standard form, and then you have to, if the minus is before the second bracket, then you have to change the sign of all the terms inside the bracket into opposite, like plus will become minus and minus will become plus. So in this case, like 3x squared is already positive, so this will become negative, and 2 plus 2x will become minus 2x, and minus 5 will become plus 5, and then you have to add those two polynomials together. So when you are adding, you are getting the answer. This is how we can add and subtract polynomials. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. If you have any suggestions or comments, you can write it to me. Please don't forget to share and subscribe. Thanks.